singer this you are.
It's the great day sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics out there? This is Larry Patterson with GT365. This Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. It's the Game Time Sports Network. It's been a while. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. This is episode 21. Amon, how you doing today, brother? Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours. I know you probably out and about all day, handing being Santa Claus and getting handing off gifts and everything. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Merry Christmas, man, to you and your family, man. Yeah, man. This traffic out here and this last day before Santa Claus comes is kind of crazy. So, luckily, I took care of what I had to take care of a couple weeks ago. So I'm done.
My man said he's done. Out there just playing Santa Claus, all the kids and all the other, friends and family that you got, man. But everybody pretty much know about week 16 and how that went. Real quick, we'll just go through the standings to for the ones that don't know of what's going on in the AFC. We'll start with the AFC East. We got the Patriots. We got the Bills. Um, Patriots at 12-3, Bills at 11-4, Miami Dolphins at 6-9. You got the Jets at 3-12. Anything that jumps out to you about this division here? It looks like it's going down to a tight race here with the Patriots and the Bills. Um, with the Bills grabbing their last victory. What jumps out to you about this division here?
I'm, I'm on. It's not about for me. It's we knew that the Patriots and the Bills are going to be. Well, I thought the Bills was going to run away with the division, but Drake May said, "Nah, brother, wrong guy, wrong team." Um, I know we bashed the Dolphins a couple episodes ago about how they clean the house and new people are going to be in there and new quarterback. But I will say from where they are, where they were a couple months ago to where they are now. I know they're not going to make the playoffs or whatever the case may be, but this team has been scrappy, man. Like, yeah, they got blown out this past weekend by the Bengals, whatever the case may be, man. But Mike McDaniel, man, could I potentially say he might have done enough to save his job one more year? I'm not saying Tua is their quarterback because all reports leading that he may be out of there, with the benching on Sunday, well, this past week. So we already seen with a couple quarterbacks of where that could lead to that they're going to be looking for a new starter in 2025. But Mike McDaniel, he may have done enough to keep his job one more year, man. So we'll see. So that's my interest with the AFC East.
Yeah, I think if they were going to move on from Mike McDaniel, they probably would have done it a couple weeks ago, which would have made sense. But since they were on that 4 game winning streak, I think he might just done enough, just done enough. And who knows? They might just wait to the end of the season. But they know they fired Chris Greer, their GM. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the way with them. But it looks like a tight race between the Patriots and the Bills for that division title. We go to the AFC North, an even tighter division. You got the Steelers sitting at 9-6, the Ravens sitting at 7-8. Both teams with the Bengals 5-10 and the Browns 3-12 eliminated from playoff contention. I think this is another division that's going to come down, and we'll get to the matchups a little later. But that this is another division. Remember, these two teams play at the end of the year, so that could be the division deciding factor game here. What you think about this division here?
Yeah, man. It's a whole lot going on with this division. We got the Ravens and Steelers. They're fighting for that last wild card slash division title. You got Joe Burrow. He don't know if he want to be in Cincinnati. He got a little stuff going on, and then the Cleveland Browns with Shador. Naming him the starter in week 14 for the rest of the year. Getting his first win, got his first win, his first start. Congratulations to him. So yeah, man, there's storylines. Hey, what's going on with Cleveland? Miles Garrett is he gonna break the record this weekend? He only what 2 sacks from breaking the record. So he's gonna get the record this weekend. Um, we all know what's going on with the unfortunate incident with DK Metcalf the other day. The NFL upheld his 2 game suspension, and we all know about the money and the forfeit or whatever the case may be. So that was just unfortunate. And how's that going to affect them going around this last playoff stretch? And for the Ravens, um, a down year, had expectations. Um, Lamar stayed in and out the lineup. Yeah, man. But I've been doing a whole lot of digging and reading, and I got a little take about the Ravens here. I don't know if you're ready for it yet, or you want me to save it for another a rainy day, man. But I got
Yeah,
some
go ahead.
predictions with Baltimore. I think the Ravens fans don't kill me. I think I can see a path where the Ravens pick up the phone if somebody call about Lamar. Yeah, I see a path, man. It's like I can also see where they don't pick it up. I can see where they say, you know what, Harbaugh Lamar combination. Just you taking us farther than we can go. Just break clean ties and let's get some new blood in there. Uh, but I definitely more of the Lamar thing. I can see where 2 years ago, somebody called about Lamar, you hanging the phone up, right? It's not even a conversation. It's like, what are we
Right.
doing? Now it's like he's 28, 29, giving that backside of 30, well, that front side of 30, excuse me. You done been close. You done been to an AFC championship game. You fell short, getting injury prone. Hey, Raiders, Dolphins. Lamar loved that Miami area. Hey, can we have a conversation there? And I wouldn't be surprised if not say he gets traded, but there's a conversation had between the Ravens and a team that needs a quarterback. Now I don't know what the compensation may be, 2 1s or whatever, but I think there's a path to where there's a break between the Ravens and Lamar. I know Ravens fans don't want to hear that. I know some Ravens fans be like, "Good, get him. He can go somewhere else." But I see a path. If they don't make the playoffs and the season ends in a way that they didn't expect it, with King Henry and Kyle Hamilton and this Humphreys and Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith, Justin Matabike, he been on IR all year long. We ain't seen him, so Malachi Starks in the back, Nate Wiggins. I mean, you got the pieces to go win your championship, and Lamar's injuries is keeping you from getting to that where you need to be. So, come January, man, off season, there are going to be some phone calls made, and don't be surprised when we're looking back at this 3 4 months from now, and we're like, oh dang, I was on to something. So that's my little hot take about the Ravens.
I'm gonna have to chop this up and kind of put this on a reel or something later on because while I do get what you saying and I wouldn't be surprised at this point in sports right now. We saw with jumping to basketball, we saw with Luca a year or so ago, and then shout out Rob. He was talking about Patrick Mahomes on a potential trade. You know, maybe next year or a couple years from now. But it's to this point where those players, where you think they're not, where they're untouchable, like a Lamar, former 2 time MVP, where he could be on the table now. It's a lot of business, and going on these days, and from what you alluded to, I can definitely see something like that. I hope it doesn't happen, because he just end up coming to the West, or it'd be better if he go to Miami. But at this point, I can definitely see if he's not in a Raven uniform next year. Hell, we don't even know if John Harbaugh is going to be there next year. Um, but I think if it ends in a deep playoff run in a championship, then I say they're safer now. If it ends in not going to the playoffs or early playoff exit, hey, I can see some conversation happening with at the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah, man, and it's like yeah, MVP Lamar, and just to be fair, this was 3 years ago with Lamar. MVP Lamar, you seeing juice, juice from him. He's electric. You're not seeing that last. You're not seeing that this year. You're not seeing it. You wasn't seeing it last year. The electric on Lamar. Injuries are starting to pile up. Remember, it was the first year he missed a game, whatever. Whoop de whoop. It was like, okay, he missed a game. Now it's like he's missing 2 games, 3 games, knee, back, stuff like that. His superpower is not his superpower as it was 3 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
not using his legs as much.
Right. So now it's forcing him to play from the pocket a lot more. And granted, he's become a better passer as he's gotten older in the league. But once you take your fastball away, can you play the game from the neck up? And that's the question that I have with Baltimore. Are they going to sit there and hope that Lamar can get back to the 2019 20 the MVP season? Lamar, we know that's not going to happen because you're going to naturally get older, body's going to wear down. You're not that 4-3 or whatever he ran. Lamar, you're probably a 4-4, 4-5 Lamar now. So curious to see, man. It's going to be interesting, man. And then naturally you get older, you hit your 30 mark. You start to see you ain't the same guy. My God, Indy when they got Phillip Rivers off the off the sideline, coaching his 10 kids or whatever, however many kids he got, because they didn't trust what they had behind Anthony Richardson. But that's another discussion for another day. But man, yeah, it's gonna definitely be interesting with Baltimore. Please chop this up, and we'll come back and see me in March and April if anything do happen, and we can say, "Oh, Mon, you're a genius," or either Mon, you're an idiot. Get off get off YouTube and go do something else. Don't quit your J job.
Um, I know DK Metcalf. He had a situation happen. Does this hurt the Steelers' chances of of a postseason run? Currently, right now they're first, but the Ravens currently have the Packers in their way. They play this Saturday, and then they got the Steelers. The Steelers, on the other hand, have I forget who they have. Um, I think they got Cleveland. Yeah, they got Cleveland. So I mean, you're seeing Shador, but also on the other side, you're seeing Miles Garrett, and you're seeing how he can affect the game as well. Um, the Steelers' defense is not scaring anybody, but I'm not saying Shador goes in there and tears it up and anything like that. But it could be a pathway with these two teams know each other. It could be a pathway where I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland Browns did win this game. Um, So and plus you don't have your ace who's really not been too much of an ace this year. In DK Metcalf, you have him gone. So I can definitely see this as a pathway where it works in the Ravens' favor. How much of a loss would DK be to for these next 2 games to the Steelers?
I don't care, man. You signed DK to a 5 year, $100-some million deal, whatever. It's a loss. Whether he was performing up to that contract or not, but we all know he's 6'3", 6'4", run 4.3, stretch the field. He's 101. I think him and AJ Brown, those dudes are like two of my top favorite receivers in the league, and that's a huge part of your offense. I mean, you looking for Darnell Washington, Pat Frymuth, Calvin Austin, those guys to step up. Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell has been playing phenomenal football this year. So yeah, he's going to ask a whole lot of everybody else to step up, but that will be a big loss. Do I think it hurts them ultimately in the long run? I don't think so. I think Mike Tomlin, 19 seasons, 19 winning records, bro. It's like it speaks for itself. Um, and like I said, it's gonna come down to week 17. Ravens versus Steelers. I don't know who's at home. But that's gonna, without having DK, that's a huge loss. But somehow, old man he can give you one more game. Just give me one more. And I think he'll be able to do that versus the Ravens, and to give him that AFC North crown.
Steelers are at home
Yeah,
in
there
that
you go.
Week 18 matchup.
Yeah, terrible towels. Yeah, man.
Going to the AFC South, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's clinched a playoff spot at
Mm.
11-4. Beat my guys this past weekend. Broke the 11-game win streak. I know some people
Well,
happy about that.
oh, brother,
Yeah.
beat my guys. Oh, all right, okay, keep
But-
going, brother. Go ahead.
but
Ooh.
that was BTA. You giving me flashbacks, brother.
Oh,
But you got Jaguars sitting in first place at 11-4. You got the Houston Texans at 10-5. The Colts sitting at 8-7, who were in the front runners at sitting at what 7-1 at one point this year. Sitting at 8-7 now. Titans eliminated, sitting at 3-2. Um, it looks like it's coming down to the Jaguars and the Texans. Uh, are the Jaguars for real?
Are they for real?
And I say that before you answer. I say that because they could go in there and beat Denver, but then they're also that Jacksonville team that can go in there and drop against the Colts too this weekend.
Uh, I don't know. It's tricky, man, because you beat Denver on the road. You beat Kansas City at home on Monday night at full strength. But then you blow a fourth quarter lead to the Texans without CJ Stroud. I don't know, man. It's tricky, but I tell you what. Tell you one thing. Liam Cohen got them boys playing good ball on offense. Trevor Lawrence is he's I think he is Liam Cohen is a godsend to him right now. Um, I seen a clip on my favorite app where, and I don't know if you've seen it. I don't think I sent this to you, Larry. How Liam Cohen was designed to slow down Denver's pass rush. And if I find a clip, I'll send it to you. They used a silent count in Denver, right? The offensive lineman got to the line. The guards and the tackles got in that stance. The center was only one up, and the center was pointing out, okay, who's the Mike X, Y, and Z, giving the receivers time enough to settle in formation. The Broncos defensive linemen, they didn't have a kill when they could fire off the ball, because when Cooper and Batoni and Benito Allen, the boys get a snap count, they back there before you know it. There
Yeah.
was no it was a silent snap count. So it was delayed in the Broncos pass rush by almost a second or so. So what will happen is the guards and tackles will get set, the receivers will get set, the center's up pointing out line calls, and no sooner as the center got down to his stance, he snapped the ball. There was no Trevor Lawrence getting the cadence or nothing, and it will slow the Broncos defenders down, and that's why Trevor Lawrence had so much time to get the ball to where he needed to get the ball to. That's why Parker Washington had
Took
a
advantage of that noise.
yeah, Parker Washington had a good field day. By the way, he getting paid too. I don't know who gonna pay him, but um, he ate across the middle of the field. So, are the Jaguars for real? I don't know, but do Liam Cohen have Trevor Lawrence playing good ball right now? Yes, they do. Yes, he is.
Uh, which team do you put your most faith in? Is it the Jaguars, who've had some recent playoff success in the first round against Justin Herbert, but then also the other team who's had success against Justin Herbert? Houston is destined to win a playoff game for like the last couple times they've been in there. Which AFC South team do you trust more, Jaguars or Texans?
I said the Texans at the beginning of the year. I'm gonna stick with the Texans until they prove me otherwise. They're able to climb back and win games without CJ Stroud. He get back, pick up where he left off at. That defense just said, okay, CJ Stroud not playing. Let's turn it up another level, and they've been lights out. So yeah, man, I'm gonna say the Texans until the Jaguars say, okay, nah, this is my division. Let us get a home playoff game.
That Texans defense, I mean, that Texans offense just kind of like it puts me to sleep sometimes. And from like having good defenses, if a defense is all you have, eventually that defense wears out. So
Sure.
I'm gonna need CJ to and like Nico and all those receivers over there. Like if they had Joe Mixon, this would be a wrap. Division probably be a wrap by now.
I don't know, man. I can't say that, man, because Joe Mixon at wherever he is right now. Where he at? He in Houston?
Yeah, he on IR, right? He even played
Yeah.
all year.
No, he
That's
ain't
what I'm
played all
saying.
year.
If they had him, the division, if he was healthy, the division probably
I
be
don't know,
right.
man. I will say Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, Sharon and carries have been doing pretty decent. Woody Marks I know we were big on him coming out the draft last year. He's been handling his own as a rookie. So, man, I mean, you may be right, man, but I think the Texans and Jaguars play one more time.
This
I want to, I want to say so. I could be wrong. I could
nah,
be wrong, but
nah. They
they're
done.
done. Okay. Well, I
Um,
mean, it's
they,
come down to tiebreakers and stuff now. So, I mean,
Jags beat them in week 3, 17-10, and then they they
lost because
they
Davis Mills had
lost.
that comeback,
Yeah,
like 30
36
something.
29.
Yeah. Okay. So they split. So it's key that the daggone Jaguars get this game Saturday versus Sunday versus Indy. And
Yeah,
we all know how Indy is right now. I mean, it's unfortunate though, but
I
we'll
mean
get
that
deeper into that later.
and that Jags defense, like you can pass on them, like you can do some things to them. So that's why, like Granddad Phillips, he could, I ain't saying he will win the game or anything like that, but he could cause some problems. And that's,
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
going to the AFC West, you got Denver at 12-3. You got the Chargers at 11-4. Both teams clinch playoff berths, and then you got the two guys at the bottom of the barrel with the Chiefs surprising 6-9. I mean, the prayers up to Patty Mahomes and hoping that he heals. We don't want to see any players injured. We want to see and compete with the best at the best at all times.
Hmm.
And then with the Raiders sitting at 2-13. Um, I already know you gonna try to be a little biased, but well, not biased because you're not fans of either. But what team do you trust the most in going into the playoffs? Is it the Broncos or is it the Chargers?
That's a good question because I haven't seen Bo Nix really like that. He was in over his skis last year versus Josh Allen. It just is what it is. You had to go into Buffalo. You
And
did
he
what you
broke
could do.
out. He broke out, hitting Marvin Mims with that long touch, or
Yeah,
Troy Franklin.
yeah, it
He,
was Franklin. But
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I was just saying he, hit Troy Franklin with the long bomb, and then you mean nothing else happened for the rest
That
of the game. But
right. That's what I'm saying. Not we don't really know who Bo Nix is in the playoffs. And then Justin Herbert, we've seen him, get took out by the Texans one year and then get destroyed by the Jaguars and well, collapse versus the Jaguars and get obliterated versus the Texans in back to back years or maybe whatever the case may be. So I don't know. But if I had to pick one, who do I trust right now? I trust Bo Nix right now over Justin Herbert, and the only reason why I trust the Broncos over the Chargers right now. And the only reason why I say that because the Chargers don't have what a defense like the Broncos have. You can't roll out a Patrick Surtain. You can't roll out a Nick Bonito, a Zach Allen, a Talanoa Hufanga, a Dre Greenlaw when he right, and when he ain't punching folks. Um, Bo Nix got that in his back pocket. A Cooper on the edge. Some of the slot corner. What's his name? Not Riley Moss, but the other one that took Jade Barron's playing time.
Jaquan
McLaughlin,
McMillan.
Jaquan McMillan. Yeah, Troy Franklin. He's coming alive. Cortland Sutton missed a third down. He's coming alive. Um, yeah, so I trust Bo Nix a little right now because he came through in the clutch this year. And I'm not saying it's going to translate to the playoffs, but I had to pick one. I'm going to pick the Broncos. I'm
Yeah.
biased, though. Yeah, woo.
If to be honest, Bo Nix scares me a little bit, and just from seeing him, watching him closely week after week. Uh, he tends to scare me a little bit. The running game is not as consistent. Yes, the pass options with Cortland Sutton is becoming more consistent. Troy Franklin is becoming more consistent now. But then aside from that, that's pretty much all you have. Like Marvin Mims. I mean, he'll get a misdirection or jet sweep here and there, but it's not like he's used consistently in the pass game. Plus, you using him in special teams as well. So only so much that only so many snaps can go to him or whatnot. Pat Bryant, prayers out to him. He had that big hit on him that caused a concussion. That was it, literally. Praise God on that. But um, this is an indictment. I feel like on Sean Payton because even though R.J. Harvey, like nine times and more than 10, like if they're in the red zone, like he's getting in the end zone. Like he's got like how many touchdowns he got on the year? Producer, look at that real quick. Harvey's got 7 touchdowns on the year, rushing, and he's got another 4 passing.
Mm.
So I look at that pick and I'm like, yeah, could we have done better? And it's like, we could have went Travion Henderson,
you
but
ain't gonna never let that go. I don't
I'm
care.
not. I'm never
Be,
letting it go.
you gonna be 65. Travion gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and you still gonna be mad about. No, RJ Harvey gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and you still gonna be mad about that. 70 years old. Well, back in 25, 30 years ago, we drafted RJ Harvey over Travion Henderson. Here goes RJ Harvey, all 5-time All Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champion. You still mad? You still mad? Like, don't forget it, man. Let's give it a break. Let my man live.
but aside from that, like I mean, if Bo Nix can make better decisions, using his legs when he's supposed to, uh, at this point right now, I'm gonna say Justin Herbert due to I mean, well, both of them got the experience now because this was no Herbert's got more games and one more game in the postseason than Bo Nix, but I just feel like with that team and those weapons with McConkey and then with Quentin Johnson and then Keenan Allen, Gaston, I just feel like they can be more consistent.
Yeah, yeah, but I can count on Patrick Surtain, Nick Bonito, and that defense, Malcolm Roach,
Can
John
you?
Franklin, to do
You
some
seen the way
damage.
they played with Marcus Mariota slashing and dashing us? Yeah, that
They can turn up, bro. Like I ain't even been I hate the Broncos. They're probably the worst team in the league to me, like the Broncos. But that defense travels. You know, play and everybody know playoff ball is different from regular season ball. Like you ain't gonna be out there doing all that willy nilly stuff out there you do in the regular season. Pat Surtain, he gonna probably be on McConkey, or if they play each other, I doubt it though. But whoever it's gonna be Clamp. So I don't know.
and, and I think I told you in the chat that now that, or you might have told me, or you might have told you, I don't know, but that Broncos and Charger game at the end of the season becomes more interesting now. Especially Broncos couldn't take care of business last week. Now, if Houston could take care of business against the Chargers this Saturday, and the Broncos take care of the Chiefs tomorrow, then we having a whole different conversation.
Bro, we got somebody. Yeah, bro. Y'all, I'm not even watching that game tomorrow night. By the way, because like, what are we doing? Who's the Chiefs? Without looking at your phone, who's the Chiefs third string quarterback? Me either. I don't know. So what we doing? Yeah, exactly. He had 2 snaps in the preseason for 6 yards, and he gonna be out there on Christmas Eve. Who he woke up and was like, man, I ain't gonna never see the field this year. I got Gardner Minshew in front of me. Oh snap! I'm starting on Christmas Day on Netflix. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, but yeah, now if y'all lose tomorrow and they got their preseason starters out there tomorrow, then yeah, we got a problem. But
Yeah, man. Yeah, first round exit. Anyway, I don't think it's anything to touch on this division. We talked about the Chiefs all week,
yeah.
so
And then the
uh,
Raiders, it is what it is, bro. Sunday night prime time, 2-13 Raiders versus 2-13 Giants. Battle for the number 1 overall pick. The Giants have set their whole starting offensive line this week. They need to be investigated. You know what? Let me get on my soapbox. They need to be investigated for that. They started the whole starting offensive line that's sitting out this week. We shut
wow.
we shut down Brock Bowles, rightfully so. I get it. He had knee issues. I understand that. But you can come back and you can put your whole Andrew Thomas, all them on IR the last Come on, NFL.
Is Jackson Dart on IR as well?
No, Jackson Dart playing. The offensive line's not the skill position players. I think still active, gonna be active. I think like three, four to five offensive linemen gonna be out.
All right.
I mean, they got their quarterback. So pretty much what they want to do is get the number one overall pick and get a king's ransom and get about there. That's exactly what they want to do. Us, on the other hand, people want Mendoza. I get it, but I don't know how many Raiders fans watch this. Hey guys, Mendoza's not the only thing we need. If anything, we need to trade out of number two or number one, re up for 2027. But I'll probably get crucified by Raiders fans in the chat or whoever see this.
They
So
gonna ask
whatever.
you, man, who's gonna throw the ball? You know, I guess you're gonna sign Gino back for another year. Well,
I
he
mean,
probably already signed through next year. So
yeah, he already signed the next year. The worst thing we could, and I know we get on to the NFC. Like, how rare is it that? Think about this. Think about this, Larry, right quick. And I ain't trying to be no hater, but Joe Burrow. How many of the number one overall picks in this league go on to be successful starting quarterbacks? Matthew Stafford, in our era now. Matthew Stafford, Joe
Cam Newton,
Burrow, Cam Newton.
uh, who's another one?
That's no, just won a Super Bowl. Just won a Super Bowl. Well, Joe Burrow hadn't won anyone, but Matthew Stafford, right?
Yeah,
Jared Goff, no.
no,
Think about it. Patrick Mahomes, he won a top 10 pick. Justin Herbert was a top 5 pick, but they had won 9 games before they got 9 games 2 years before they got Justin Herbert because they had injuries the year before. Lamar Jackson, he was the last pick of the first round. Josh Allen was a number 7 overall pick. Who else? Who else? Who else?
Lawrence, Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence, but that jury's still out on him. He ain't done anything really. So it's like you want to get the number one overall pick. That doesn't automatically mean that your quarterback's gonna be the creme de la creme, right? Because Patrick Mahomes, he was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school at Texas Tech. Nobody had him on their radar to be a first round pick besides people in that Chiefs building. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like,
Mm.
so
Baker is proof that you can be a number one pick and then stretched over here, flipped over,
yeah,
traded
that's
over
and that's
here.
the thing though. That's the thing. Baker had to bounce around, boom, 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 to get to where he need to get to where he at. He had 3 stops. So I want everybody to kill this notion. Just because you got the number one overall pick and it's a quarterback, don't mean that you're going to be the rocket going to be strapped to you. You're going to be automatically be the
Kyler Murray is definitely a
yeah.
perfect example of that.
Kyler Murray. Who else we can go? Jared Goff. He had to go somewhere else.
Tua.
Tua. Yeah. They had the top 5, top 10 picks or whatever. But nevertheless, we can go to the NFC. Go ahead, brother. Take back over.
You
Before I
got
get mad.
in the NFC, you got the Eagles, pretty much clinching the division already. 10-5. Dallas 6-8-1. Commanders at 4-11, and the Giants at 2-13. The Eagles are at the top of the mountain, man, and that's pretty much all there is to that. Um, Anything you need to touch on that?
Nah, man.
Can the Eagles repeat?
They they can. They definitely can, but I think I'm just too sold on the Rams right now for some reason. I'm just gonna stick there because my Super Bowl pick was Chiefs versus Rams, and of course Mahomes he wanted to pop his leg and ruin that for me. But yeah, the Eagles until somebody else say otherwise, and the Commanders. It goes to show, I know they're 4 and whatever now. It just goes to show you how Jaden Daniels took off like lightning in a bottle last year. You know, was the Commanders a really good football team all around, or they just struck lightning in the bottle with Jaden Daniels and made that run? Because you see, like I was telling my cousin here a few days ago, if you really strip down this Commanders team, what do you have that you can bank on for the future besides Jaden Daniels? on that roster?
Yeah, I mean, Krosky Merritt seemed like a good,
Bill.
well,
Okay, yeah, right. So
McLaurin's starting to get hurt even more there.
right, he got paid. Bobby Wagner 55. Lattimore towards ACL, and he'd have been traded from New Orleans for a reason.
Not too much on that defensive side.
Deron Payne, maybe. Javon
Right.
Kinlaw. Yeah. So it goes to show you got Debo, but whatever. It just goes to show you how good Jaden Daniels was as a rookie and how much they took off because of him. That it like I said, winning kills everything. You know what I'm saying? Winning put blankets over everything. When you start losing, you start peeling the onion back, you see how bad that football team was and how they maybe like really 2, 3 years away from contending with pieces. And I know Adam Peterson getting that building. But that's all I got for the NFC East. We ain't gonna say nothing about the Cowboys. We probably gonna have a whole 2 or 3 episodes dedicated to them in the offseason with Jer. So
NFC North, you got the Bears already clinching the playoff berth at 11-4. Surprise team of the year, for me. And then you got the Packers at 9-5-1. The Lions at 8-7, still trying to fight to get in, and then the Vikings already eliminated at 7-8. JJ McCarthy, I believe, is out again for this game coming up tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
Um, Drawing some concern here. My boy done he beats the Cowboys one week and then he out for another week. Um, well, that's your boy. He from Michigan. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
is it the Bears' time to? I mean, I know they're running the North right now. Is it the Bears' time to run the North and get into the dance and actually do something?
It's their time. Um I think the Packers still scare you, but they don't scare you when you don't have number one out there. You know, it's like, ah, we got a chance. But we know if Micah was out there, it's like, okay, let's roll. So yeah, I think it's I mean not Carolina, but Chicago. Caleb Williams playing great. He's making plays. Ben Johnson's calling the right stuff. The rookies are getting involved. Offensive line is protecting, and we knew that was the issue for them last year. Yeah, man, there it is rolling. Ben Johnson just shut everybody up and said, "Hey," he shut me up. He said, "Hey, you're just a good coordinator, not a head coach." So yeah, man, I think the Bears can get in the playoffs, get in the tournament, have a home game, and probably win one or two, and we'll see what happens.
I think the Lions. I think the Lions Super Bowl window might have left them.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It might have left them. I don't know. As far as the Packers, I'm not sure about Jordan Love's status. I know he left the game with a concussion. Um, so yeah, and then I think Malik Willis and them getting hurt too somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Go ahead and wrap it up, Bears. Just go ahead and get it
Yep.
done. For the NFC South, you got Panthers at 8-7, Buccaneers at 7-8. Both teams in the Atlanta Falcons are 6-9, and the Saints 5-10 are eliminated. It's coming down to the Saints. I mean, coming down to the Panthers and the Buccaneers. Um, which team do you think will win this division?
I think the Bucks win it. I was all hell bent on the Falcons. I egg on my face. The Falcons gonna run it. Offense explosive. Penny's knees ain't worth two nickels. So, I think the Bucks are gonna win it only because the experience from Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Ibuka. He been a rookie, with his presence. You still got Levante David on that defense, Antoine Winfield. So you got people that have been there and done it in high pressure situations that have won Super Bowls. You know, so and then Todd Bowles, we all know he can call a game. So it's week 17 or week 18, whatever week it is they play each other. That's gonna be must watch for me because I like to see the Panthers win, but I think the experience in the end for Tampa Bay will ultimately get them that nod to get them that home playoff game.
Yeah, I feel like with the Buccaneers with the experience, I think that they'll because they play again, and I think the Bucks can end up winning that game. So I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers on that one. Carolina seems like they're gonna be on the up. Dave Canales got those guys playing well.
Very well.
Very well. One thing about Atlanta, in the past recent years, they haven't really had a lot of pass rush. Probably been one of those teams that's at the bottom of the league as far as pass rush. But they got something with James Pierce leading the team with 8.5 sacks. You also got Jalen Walker, who's like third in the team with 5.5. But then Brandon Dorless, who was a fourth round pick from last year, he's second on the team with 7.5. Is I think they might be within the top five in the league in sacks.
Might be.
So that's a big turnaround. They just got to get their signal caller situation straight, and hopefully Michael Penix can come back. But I mean, the
Hey
man,
man, I might be on the limb. I don't. He ain't it, bro. I think they might have to go get another answer. It's unfortunate, bro, but we knew
it's
this.
going to set them back even more.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, you know what Nick Saban said: if you're hurting college, you're hurting the league, right? And I think that Falcons fan, please chime in, cuss me out, whatever, whatever the case may be. Um, I think, man, that Penix might you're going to be set back a little further because I don't think Penix going to hold up. And then then I heard this morning on talk radio some Falcons people. You're gonna have Bijan and Drake London coming up.
Mm.
Are you gonna pay Bijan 20 with Saquon's getting? Or are you gonna pay
Mm.
Drake London 35? Who are you
Man,
gonna pick? Who
go
are
ahead
you
and get
gonna
this
pick?
guy out of there, man.
Who are you gonna pick? Are you gonna pay Drake London or are you gonna pay Bijan? Are you gonna pay both of them and put your cap situation in kind of a tizzy? What you gonna do? Because hey, Drake London, he one of the ones now. I wasn't a big Drake London fan coming out of USC, but he done changed my mind.
Man,
He's one of the ones. So
yeah, yes, sir.
so it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna pay Drake 35? Or are you gonna pay Bijan Saquon money? Because Saquon make 21 right now, and Bijan be up in 2 years. So are you gonna pay Bijan 25?
A lot of questions to
And
be
and
answered.
don't have an answer at quarterback.
Kyle Pitts pretty much out the door, right?
He out the door. Jesse
No.
Bates probably be out the door next year because they drafted a young guy behind him. Jesse Bates be on what, hitting the 30 year old mark. He
Yeah.
could be out the door. So what do you do? It's a whole lot of more questions in Atlanta than answers. So put it like that.
Real quick, what's your thoughts on Tyler Shuck and with his potential down there in New Orleans?
Man, they got that boy talking about gumbo and stuff down there. I said, I know I was the big, Saints episode. I was the biggest Saints hater, but remember I said that hey, they probably give him a look, give him a chance. I think he's done enough to give them a year to hold off getting a quarterback, build his roster up,
Yeah,
get better in
build
the
him up.
trenches, get in the trenches. If Ruben Bain is there on the board when you picking that whatever you're picking, they're 5-10. Well, nobody on this earth probably but Saints fans expect them to win 5 games this year, right? I
Yeah,
was
they
like maybe
probably don't
two,
expect that either.
right, 2, 3 max. And they end up beat the Giants. They beat some teams that they're supposed to beat or was on the same level as. But I think they give Tyler another year, build that team up, get a Ruben Bain, get a Caleb Downs, get a Jordan Tyson if he's there, somewhere to put pieces around him, a nice supporting cast and free agency, and see what you got. And if he come out next year and you win 7 games, then hey, you got your guy for a little while, and you just Kellen Moore keep doing your thing with the Saints. But Saints are probably just a surprise team for me this year because I had low expectations. I had lower expectations in them than I did the Raiders. I thought the Raiders would be the ones winning 5 games, and the Saints would be the ones winning 2 games. You know what I mean? And kind of funny how the universe works for you when you become a worldwide hater like I was at the Saints. So
Shit, I ain't surprised.
I mean, can't everybody be 12-3 and number one in the AFC? I mean, you know,
I bet you didn't
one
have
day.
that on. I bet you didn't have that on your prediction this year either. Did
Hell no. Hell no.
you?
No. 9-7, scraping a wild card. You stressed out, hair gone. cussing Bo Nix out. That's what I thought. But hey,
Oh,
man,
man.
when you got them Orange Crush, man, with them pass rushers, man,
And still cussing Bo Nix out.
and still cussing him out, he can't
uh,
do no. He ain't gonna be able to do no right till he won Super Bowl. No right.
uh,
Sad.
or it could be an Eagles fan. You know, because you win a Super Bowl and still complain about your quarterback.
Yeah,
So.
get him out of there. Get him out of there. Hey,
uh,
hey, Philly fans, if y'all don't want Jalen Hurts and Philly to move, hey, there's a team in Vegas, in Henderson, Nevada, that could definitely use them. We appreciate fine things. I promise you, we do. Just thank you.
uh, who's going to win the NFC West? Is it the Seahawks who's sitting at 12-3, the 49ers at 11-4, or the Rams who's sitting at 11-4?
This was the episode with me, you, and the Red was here was like it could be either either one of those three. I think we all legit said you put them in a hat, you pick one, you couldn't be wrong. You know what I mean? But I just think that Sam Darnold, what he showed on prime time the other night here versus that comeback versus the Rams, I think that was like, okay, all right, they might be legit. That defense legit with Spoon and Demarcus Lawrence and not the whole, like I said, not the household names, man. But if you watch them as a unit, you like, oh, Leonard Williams, these boys get after it. You know what I mean? So I just trust the Seahawks a little more right now. Um, and that's weird for me to say, but I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna say the Seahawks win the division, but the Rams end up going further in the playoffs because of Matthew Stafford been there, done that, high pressure games. I think he has a better receiving core with, and that's the Rams with Puka, Devontae, Terrence Ferguson, Tutu. Don't get me wrong, JSN, Cooper Cup, them boys ain't no slouches either. Don't get me wrong. They're definitely not. And I just think with the 49ers, man, I think the injuries are just piled up on them. And it's miraculous that they're 11-4. I didn't realize they were 11-4 until the other day, to Monday night. I was like, what? With no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa, no, your hitters, and you're 11-4. Shout out, kudos to Brock Purdy in that offense, keeping things rolling, man. But I'm gonna take the Seahawks to win the division. Rams to get in as a wild card, but the Rams go further only because of number 9.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. I'll say Seahawks will win the division. I think they have a easier path to the rest of the way. I want to say, putting their schedule. They got the Panthers at the Panthers. That's a game they could lose, and then they got at the 49ers. So that's not so much of a easy schedule. But then the 49ers has the Bears on Sunday night, and then they got the Seahawks, and then the Rams have the Falcons on Monday night at the Falcons. And I mean that'll be crazy if the Falcons can win that. And then they play the Cardinals in the last game of the season, which I mean, let's face it, the Cardinals are the Cardinals right now, but I don't see where this I don't see where like the Cardinals could probably give them some fits in there or give them a scare just based on them being a division opponent, and you know how those matchups go. So I'll say the same thing. I think the Seahawks can win the division. I think the Rams will probably go further. I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers go further. The Rams without Devontae Adams, I don't know, man. He's been that threat, especially down in the red zone. I hope he's good to go in the postseason. But then you're thinking about Puka as well. He's played 14 games here, so he's missing time.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, they could be ready to roll, bro.
okay.
They could be ready to roll, bro. For sure, for sure. Puka and Devontae with Blake and Kyron Williams in the backfield.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Philly better buckle up because I watched them boys Thursday night. Kobe Turner, he's probably he don't get talked about enough as an interior pass rusher. He was turning up on Seattle. I mean, turning up. Like every time every piece of film I watch or tape, he was in the backfield, and I'm like, these boys young, and we already had a conversation. Who you gonna pay? You got to pay Verse. You got to pay Turner. Got to pay Fish. You got to pay Puka. They got good problems. Some that well, you got good problems too, but some that most of us don't have. But they're gonna be ready to roll come playoff time. I just trust Matthew Stafford, man. I just like the old guys, man. The old guys that have been there, done that. Like once you won a Super Bowl, to me, you can do it again. Of course, you can do it again. It's like you don't got the monkey off your back. You know how he was in Detroit, number one overall pick, get beat up, get Calvin Johnson, still can get it done. You go to LA and get that monkey off your back. Like, oh, I've made it now. Let me go and try to do this thing. Ain't no pressure. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You done it. So just give me the Rams, man. Rams. Let's go Rams, baby.
Current NFC playoff picture right now. I don't have a graphic up, but Seahawks sitting at number one right now, so they will get the first round bye. The Bears at the 2 seed will play the Packers at the 7 seed. The Eagles at the 3 seed will play the Rams at the 6 seed. And the Panthers at the 4 seed will play the 49ers at the 5th seed.
Mm,
If you go to the AFC side, you got the horses sitting at the top.
whatever.
You got the Patriots sitting at 2. They will play the Texans. The Jags will play the Bills,
Mm.
and the Steelers will play the Chargers. Man, talk about a talk about a feast right there. As far
Who
as
will play the
the
Bills right now? If it ends today? The
Jacksonville,
Jaguars. Ooh.
yeah. Come on, Trevor. Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Come on, Trevor Lawrence. So, while we're off of that, I got this. I got this topic that I wanted to get your perspective on, and we're going to be talking about head coaches now. In a couple of weeks, it's going to be Black Monday, and head coaches are probably going to be getting fired. Some head coaches, two head coaches have already got fired this year so far, and there's still the verdict out on some. So I'm going to ask you. We're going to start at the
You keep
top.
throwing jabs at me, bro. I know my coach out of here, right? You ain't got to keep piling on, man. You don't mind. Man,
Well, I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying, man. It's Christmas Eve and you acting like this, bro. Like, that's why I be like, come on, man. Ask your question, bro.
so we're gonna start with the highest tenured coach in the league, which is Mike Tomlin. He's in his 19th season. He's got a record of 192, 113, and 2. I think we both can agree that he has solidified his spot for his 20th season as a Steelers head coach. Can you agree?
No, I'm not going to agree with you. No.
Whoa. Tell us why.
It all depends on how the playoff exit is. If they make playoffs and how to exit. If it's ugly, they cutting ties. I just feel like at some point you just run your course, right? Like there was nothing Andy Reid did to get out of Philadelphia. That they just wanted him out of there. They wanted a fresh new face, right? Same thing with Steelers fans. Chime in, call me an idiot if you think differently. I just think like they need a new face, a new voice in that locker room, in that building, fresher, younger. And that's to say Mike Tomlin can't coach. We all know he's a heck of a coach. It's just need a new voice. So I say if they don't make the playoffs, he's definitely gone. He's gonna part ways. Yeah, you can write it down, book it. Um, if they make the playoffs and they win a couple games, of course, yes. But if it's a disaster and it's ugly, they cutting ties.
I got a premature answer because I looked at that game. I know they barely won against Detroit this past Sunday, and I'm like, that's one of those wins that's like the owners are looking up and saying, "Hey, we can go ahead and solidify him as our head coach for next season." But at the same time, listen to what you're saying. If they get into the playoffs, hell, if they make the playoffs, got to make the playoffs first. But if they get into the playoffs and it don't turn out the way that they want, I can also see them saying, "Hey, we can mutually part ways." Instead of them firing him, let's mutually part ways. Like you said, they need a fresh voice in there. I feel that too. They need a fresh voice in there. He needs a fresh voice somewhere else as well. So we'll see what happens with the Steelers. Go ahead.
But here's like even if okay, let's say I want everybody. Come on. So let's say they make the playoffs, they get blown out in the first round, and you're on the fence about keeping Tomlin, right? What's gonna happen at quarterback? What if Aaron Rodgers say, "Hey, I'm done. I don't want to do this no more." You think Mike Tomlin has the patience to put up with a rookie quarterback at 21 years old, and he's in the latter stage of his career? He wants to win right now, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
he was about to with Will Howard.
Will Howard. Luckily, so Aaron Rodgers came along, right? And it made sense for both of them. But what if Aaron Rodgers come around and say, "Hey, I'm done. I had a good run." Do these older coaches, Mike Tomlin, want to sit back there with a 21, 22-year-old rookie quarterback and go through the growing pains like he had when he had young Big Ben? Do he want to do that over again? So that's why I say if they lose, you have to like sever ties. Like you have to go separate ways because you want to start fresh. Young coach, young quarterback. And you can just marry that along and you won't have that battle of, hey, I want to win now with the veteran quarterback. Because look at who's on the veteran quarterback. Kyler Murray. You want to go get him? For Pittsburgh next year. You want to get Mac Jones. He's going to be available via trade from San Francisco. They're probably not going to let him go. So who are you going to trade for if you don't have Aaron Rodgers? It all depends on what happens with Aaron Rodgers. If he say, "Hey, I want to come back for one more year," I can see Tomlin staying. But if he don't want to come back and he wants to retire, go off into the sunset, take the 19 years, 19 winning seasons out of throw it out the window. Is he going to be there another 19, another 5 years? Is he going to be there? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
just cut loose.
Does he have the patience to do all that? My answer would be I don't think so.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so it kind of would make sense to cut ties. I mean, and like you said, Aaron Rodgers could be like, you know what, my body can't take it anymore. But then he also could be on a situation where he wants to run it back. But then you gotta look. Is his? I mean, he just popped his ACL a couple years ago. I mean, his Achilles a couple years ago. So you know, are you going to be able to trust his body?
Right. And also you want to build for the future too. And we all
Exactly.
know Mike Tomlin not going to be there 10 more years. He
Yeah.
could. He could if he don't want to go anywhere. But Aaron Rodgers not going to be there till 10 more years. So it's like you have to usher in a new era of Steelers football and go the younger route. Because think about it. If you can attract a young head coach, you're going to get they're going to come after the young quarterback. Or if you got the young quarterback, you're going to attract a young up and coming head coach in this league, and you can be more sustainable and win a lot longer with that. And now let's Mike Tomlin want to be like Pete Carroll out here, 74, just chewing bubble gum and Nike Monarchs on the sideline. I mean, if you want to do that, then sure, go ahead. But it just and that's the way I see it. You just if you win, you come back. AFC Championship, you come back, you give it one more crack at it. But if not, you just cut ties with both Aaron and Mike Tomlin and go your separate ways.
Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh. He's been with them on his. He's on his 18th season right now. A record of 179 and 112. I feel like I'm putting him in that same Mike Tomlin category if they make it to the playoffs, and also depending on what they do in the playoffs. I feel like if they do well, he'll be back. But if they don't, it's going to be a big question mark.
Oh
And then
yes.
and then we already talked about the quarterback situation as well. So I'd just like to hear your perspective on it. It seemed like you agree. I'd like to hear more of your perspective on it.
Yeah, it's okay. We've been here, done this. All right, you ain't won Super Bowl since 2012. It's 2025.
It's a long
Some of my
time.
some of my classmates got kids get ready to go to get ready to go to ninth grade, bro. Like, I'm like, what we doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, I know you. Are you satisfied with And some owners are winning 10, 12 games, but we know how the Ravens, the Ravens are one of the top franchises when it comes to winning. You know what I'm saying? Because that lineage that they got.
Consistent.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, yes, we won 11, 12 games a year, but we're not getting to the Super Bowl. We're not getting the AFC championships. So has your voice Harbaugh become stale in the locker room? Do we need to move forward? Same questions. I put that, like you say, you put Tomlin and Harbaugh in the same boat, and we'll see where we are at the end of the year. I got one more coach too when we get to that division that I feel the same about, but I'm gonna wait till we get there.
All right. We're gonna go to the Chiefs. Andy Reid has been there going on his 13th season. He's got a record of 149 and 62. Now overall, he's 279 and 155 and one. He was 130, 93 and one as the Eagles coach. So that's a lot of coaching, a lot of years in this time. Um, I know he's going through injuries right now with his team. His team is out of the playoffs right now. They can pretty much shut things down. Do you see him coming back as the Chiefs coach next year, or is this a year where he's just like, you know what, I'm done?
I can see him coming back, but I can see where he doesn't come back. I'm gonna say he comes back, but I think he builds this team up, get a better roster. Because I'm gonna say this: we're not going to get the Patrick Mahomes of 2019, 2021, 2022 to season 2027. 2026 is over with, guys. You're not going to get the Patrick Mahomes that you were used to getting until 2027 because of ACLs. I know modern medicines have advanced some stuff. Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. He can come back, play. He'll be ready by week 1, 2, 3. But you're not going to get the real version of Patrick Mahomes until probably later in December, January. And by that time, they're going to be out of it. He's not going to be comfortable being himself. So is that this off season is going to be very huge for them. I think they'll sit down and have a conversation with Andy Reid, um, and see how he feel. Because Matt Nagy, he's up for a head coach position in a couple teams. Tennessee's one that's been on the radar. Um, Another team as well, I think, reached out to him or was on his radar. I'm not really sure. Could Matt Nagy be a successor of Andy Reid if Andy Reid do say, "Hey, I'm done"? Um, but who knows, man? I just me personally, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like the Chiefs haven't been the Chiefs since Eric Bieniemy left. I don't know what it was with that Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, um, that relationship. They were firing on all cylinders at that point. Remember, they were like light show, 35 points a game, killing it. And when he left, you started seeing a shift in the offense, and things ain't been the same. So, long story short, I'm gonna say this offseason they'll sit down and have questions and ask him what you want to do. But I think he'll be back for 26 at least.
Eric Bieniemy, speaking of him, I think he's the Chicago Bears running backs coach, ain't he?
Somewhere up in there, yeah.
They got one of the best running back tandems in the league. And I just want to say, since 2019, like they didn't have the best running game, even with him there
It's
as a OC.
been awful, bro.
23rd in 2019. 2020, they were 16, 21, 16. Those were both of the Super Bowl years, I believe. Or no, 2019 was the one Super Bowl year. Then they played Brady and lost, and then okay, so that's another 16 year. After that, 20th, 19th, 22nd, 22nd. I think if Andy Reid wants to come back and make it right, I feel like you got to do everything in your power to shore up that run game. They can shore up the run game and get it ready for when Patrick does come back, so he doesn't have to do as much. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you because in that span, your running backs was Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damian Williams, Kareem Hunt, uh, I'm missing some running backs. I'm missing some running backs, but
You
those
named
are
it with the
bottom.
layer, right?
Yeah, it was a layer. Kareem Hunt, Pacheco, Damian Williams. I'm probably missing a couple. I know I am, but I get your point is that run game hasn't been top of the half of the league to
Yeah,
support Patrick Mahomes. It's all been Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Bus. You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong, Pacheco, he had a playoff stretch. Don't get me wrong, Kareem had a playoff stretch that first go around. Don't get me wrong. They Damian Williams won them a Super Bowl with the catch he had on this in the flat and got the first down one versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Got him that Super Bowl win. To ice
yep.
the game, I think. So um yeah, man. So that's why I think that if they're gonna shore up the run game, hey, there's a guy in Notre Dame that I don't want to see come to the Chiefs, but the way everything's lining up right now, he will be definitely a problem solver to help jumpstart their offense when Pat do come back in 27 himself. But
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, so I mean, there's a situation where we can see Andy, and there's a situation where we probably can't see Andy. So,
I don't want to
what?
see him. I mean, if he go,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
he
oh
had a
yeah,
heck of a
oh
run,
yeah.
baby. You know,
Hit the
Hall of
road, Jack.
Fame. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see you up in the suite. You know, calling the game from the sideline up in the suite. You know, eat your popcorn, eat your cheeseburgers and stuff. Well, stay up there. Let us young boys cook.
Uh, you got anything else on the Chiefs?
Nah, I ain't. Yeah, whatever. I ain't got nothing on them boys.
The Ram. No, now this is where it gets interesting. So we got three ninth season head coaches. The Rams, Sean McVay. He's got a record of 91-56. He's won a Super Bowl ring. We're probably gonna say he will be back. But remember when there was rumblings a couple years ago where it was like he was contemplating retirement and things like that. Like I want to say a year after they won the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl, whatever. Probably not. But while we're entertaining it, does Sean McVay return back for a 10th season?
He coming back, bro.
Even
He
if they
coming,
win a Super Bowl.
coming back. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, coming back.
Kyle Shanahan, 49ers, ninth season as well, 81-66.
He be back. He be back.
Bills, Sean McDermott, ninth season, 97-49. I feel like if the Bills don't come away with a deep playoff run or a Super Bowl, he may see his way
That's
out.
that's my guy. That's the one I was gonna say. Hey, when we get to that team, they need a new voice. They need a new voice. He ain't it. He is not it, bro. Every big game, he just make a gaff, a whiff, or something major that put his team like in a up some questionable situations. He They have to move on. You got Josh Allen. You got the quarterback, right? You can find a head coach. You know, not say you can find a head coach, but I feel like you can do. I feel like there's a head coach out there that can probably unlock. Take him to the next level. Do Joe Brady? Do you say, hey, Joe Brady, come down from the booth, come to the sideline and coach this Bills team? Because he might be on it in the coaching carousel this cycle too, or at least get an interview. Put it like that. Not saying but yeah, McDermott has his war, his welcome. In Buffalo. Buffalo. If I'm an idiot, please chime in. Let me know. Tell me about myself. Comment. Get in my inbox. DM me. Call me stupid. Whatever. I'm cool with that. But
Tell him
yeah,
he's
that's
crazy.
yeah. Tell him he's a psychopath. You don't know anything. But I think that's the other coach that I hear that I really would say, hey, if things don't go as planned, or if they don't do it this year, because you have no Lamar really threatening you, right? You got a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. We don't know what Trevor Lawrence is going to be in the playoffs. We don't really know what Bo Nix is going to do in the playoffs. You got a Justin Herbert out here that he's been dealing with some nagging injuries, and he can get nicked at any time. We know how he do in the playoffs. He's blown a couple leads in the playoffs. So what's your excuse now that you don't have Mahomes in the way? You don't have a Lamar from You don't have MVP Lamar in the way. Joe Burrow, you don't have him in your way. What's your excuse? Who's stopping Buffalo from getting to the Super Bowl? Drake May, Bo Nix. We can both say Josh Allen is better than both of those guys, right? We can sit
This
here,
is yeah, this is
right?
his best year to do it.
If he's going to do it, he's going to do it now. Because if not, then I don't know when you're getting back, buddy. Buddy, I might tell you, you might be on that Jim Kelly path if you don't get it done this year. So
Uh, man, I had something to add to that. I can't even. Yeah,
I'm over here
we
goofing
did
off and stuff.
that. Yeah, that was good right there. Uh, Packers, Matt LaFleur, been there 7 seasons. In his 7th season right now, 76, 38, and 1. If the Packers do not make the playoffs, will Matt LaFleur be giving his papers?
That's the tricky one. I like Matt LaFleur, and I think he got so much young talent around him. Christian Watson, Romeo, Golden, Jacobs. His Tucker Craft towards ACL. He a dog. So and then they gave him Micah. So I think he's okay. Darrell, I know you'll comment. You'll see this at some point, and you'll tell it like it is because you got an ear to the streets in Green Bay, more than we do. So you'll be like, nah, he ain't coming back. He don't, he questionable or whatever. So, but I think he comes back. But then again, like I say, hey guys, if you don't want him in Green Bay, I know there's a couple other organizations that are glad to take him. So I think he's safe.
Yeah, I think he would probably because Gutekunst didn't re-sign him. You know, they didn't renew his contract.
Okay, that's
Uh,
fine. I'll do it for him
um,
right now. What you want?
um, but I feel like they're not out of it yet. But I feel like if they don't get there, they may want that new voice there too. Just
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Bengals, Zach Taylor is another 7th season head coach. 51, 62, and 1. He's got a Super Bowl appearance. I'm thinking this one right here. And then you got the Bengals franchise. So I mean, they're very unpredictable, very cheap. Um,
God, he's burning them cheap.
they are.
Ooh,
Um,
they are. You are. You're right.
I'm not sure about this one. This one right may be one in a circle right here because you've been looking at the performance of the team. I know Stephen A. always pointed out on first take of how this team has the inability to start out, how they start out, their seasons. Joe Burrow getting hurt. Uh, it's just questions there to be answered, and I'm not sure if that ownership staff's got the urgency to be making decisions. The
Yeah,
right
man.
decision.
Yeah, man. I think he's done. It's like, what have you done for me lately, right? You took me to the Super Bowl in 2021, and then when we're going to 2026, and you haven't done anything with Burrow since he's been hurt, nicked up. You ain't want to pay nobody. I'm not saying it's his decision to pay these people, but you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think he's done. I think he's worn out his welcome in Cincinnati, and they'll be looking for a new coach in the offseason. I tell you one thing, there's going to be a whole lot of more openings than people expect it to be this year.
Kevin Stefanski going into his 6th season, 43 and 56 as a coach, two-time former player, coach of the year. I think he's done. You
Yeah, I'm
say he's
with you.
done too. Yeah, I
I'm
think with
with you.
all the
I
that one.
we ain't even got to go into the politics of it. I don't even want to see him on the sideline no more. Ain't no disrespect to bro. I'm over it, bro. Like,
Dan Campbell, we already know he's gonna be there another year.
yeah, he ain't going nowhere. That man calling
Really,
plays,
yeah, he gets everything free in Detroit. Like, man,
biting kneecaps. He calling plays, but he ain't going nowhere.
he ain't got to pay for a meal, pay for a car. He ain't got to do none of that,
Boy,
man.
carton of cigarettes on everybody in the city. Boy, he ain't paying for nothing.
Here's a wild one. Nick Sirianni, going into his 5th season. He's 58 and 25. He delivered a Super Bowl. He's also got a Super Bowl appearance. You know, you know the fans in Philly, man. You know how they are. Uh, do the Eagles bring Nick Sirianni back another
Yeah,
year?
Sirianni coming back. Patulo, he out of there.
Yeah,
Patulo and,
okay.
and
Yeah.
AJ Brown, they gone. They out of there. They gone.
Uh, Vikings, Kevin O'Connell going to his fourth season, 41-25. He probably not in a position where he can be removed or anything like that, but I think he's going to be there for another year.
Yeah, he's gonna be there for another year, but he's gonna lose Brian Flores. Brian Flores, we got a job this go around. I seen some stuff. I talked to you about it. I seen some stuff with him the other day back on the film here, bro. I see why Jackson Dart was 3 for 7 for 6 yards in the fourth quarter. What are we doing? He had that boy in a. I ain't gonna cuss on kids. It's just a family show, but he had that boy in a pickle, man. Like, what are we doing, man? It was ridiculous. But yeah, Kevin O'Connell be back for sure.
Another wild card here. Todd Bowles, fourth season, 34 and 32. He's 60-73 overall. Remember, as a Jets head coach, he was 24-40. Um, I think Todd Bowles may be out of here,
Oh,
depending
that's
if
a
they make the
tricky.
playoffs or not.
That's a tricky one. I really don't have an answer for this because Todd Bowles is a good coach. If put it like this, if I had to say between him or Raheem Morris, I would probably want to keep Todd Bowles. Because I feel like he's a better head coach. Raheem Morris is a better defensive coordinator, in my opinion. Um,
Absolutely.
but but I think Todd Bowles stays. Um, yeah, that's a tricky one. That's a real tricky one for real.
Mike McDaniel going to his fourth season, 34-32 as a head coach. I think you answered that already, and in my opinion, I think that they may wait to the end of the season to let him go. You think that they would keep him? You think he's done enough to keep his head coaching job?
It,
Left
it
over.
all it all depends on how the owner feels
Okay.
because they already telling you, hey, Tua's not gonna be our quarterback next year. You know, so it's like, are you gonna let Mike McDaniel pick his own guy now? Because you're not going. Tyreek's not going to be back. We know he's going to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, that's a tricky one. So I'm gonna say he's gonna. I don't know, man. I just think him damn finding the GM kind of like put the nail in the coffin for me.
You know the GM, they're gonna have to hire a new GM. You know
Yeah.
the
So
GM gonna look like, hey, that's not my guy. So that's gonna be a tricky one as well. Anything you got any to add on to the Dolphins? For the Giants, they fired Brian Daboll after week 10, and Daboll was 20-40-1 in his fourth season. Mike Kafka replaced him as interim. I don't see Mike Kafka being a head coach there next year with what's been going on there. I do see Brian Flores as a candidate there, even though the Giants don't really hire black head coaches. But I
oh, I ain't gonna
but
say
I think but I think this could be a turnaround. You know, with all that talent that they got there, I think Brian Flores could be perfect there. And I
that.
think he could also get Jackson Dart to you know play more with security, around him instead of so reckless.
Yeah. I got a couple candidates in mind for that job. All right. I see Flores. I see Robert Sala. I see Mike Tomlin if Pittsburgh decide to go another direction. That could be a landing spot for him. And I can see Marcus Freeman from from Notre Dame. If he want to take a step up with the big boys, I can see that's not gonna be a hard job to fill because you got Dart, Scatterboo, Neighbors.
You
That's
think
a
people be ready for that?
who Freeman.
Freeman. You know, I know he's
Possibly.
the leader of men amongst a couple millionaires, but we talking about where everybody in the room is pretty much a millionaire. You know,
Hey, he has the mentality for it, man. So I wouldn't be shocked if he ain't ready for it. And
Okay.
I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he ain't ready, but I wouldn't be shocked if he is. You know, 'cause he's more. I like Freeman. He's a good coach. He brought that Notre Dame program back to his, somewhere Brian Kelly could. I mean, never mind, never mind. Keep going, brother. Uh,
Uh, so we know Broncos, Sean Payton. You know he's the savior
bro, come
already.
on, bro. Go ahead. Don't even go to this division because I ain't got time. Because I'm about to get up all field. Because you get ready to get me mad. Go ahead.
Yeah, we know he ain't got to pay for nothing around there. D'Amico Ryan's going into his third season. He's 30-19. He ain't got paid nothing around Houston as well. Shane Steichen is another interesting one here going into his third season, 25-24. Does he stay or does he?
Yes, that Daniel Jones injury buys him another year too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Will do.
Uh, Going to the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, third season. He's 15-34. You think he's done?
Yeah, I think you gotta get up out there.
I think he might be done as
Yeah, you gotta get
well.
up out there. Yeah, he gotta go sit down somewhere.
Titans fired Brian Callahan after week 6. Callahan was in his second season. He was 4-19 on his way
Oh
out.
shoot.
And then Mike McCoy replaced him as interim. Who do you think is a candidate for the Titans job? Either some of the guys that you named before.
What's Dayball doing?
Do you think Dayball gets another head coaching job?
Some people, it all depends on who you ask. Some people can say he got done wrong in New York. What is Joe Brady doing? Do you want to stay in Buffalo with Josh Allen?
Shit, he
Do you
might be
want
waiting. He might be waiting after after Sean
Zach
McDermott.
Sean McDermott? Or either Zach Taylor. So with the Titans, it's all about young offensive mind that you can pair with Cam Ward because we know he is the guy, right? So, and if you do go defense as your offense, if as your head coach, who's your offensive coordinator is going to be the most important hire for you, right? Because they're the ones that are going to be in the room with that guy on the sideline with that guy. Because by nature, your side of the ball is defense, so you're going to be in on the defensive meetings or whatever. So that's going to be the key. So I think they end up go offense. They go offensively. Joe Brady, Brian Daboll, guys like that. So one of those two.
And even if you do bring a defensive guy in there, he's got to nail it on that offensive coordinator job. You
A
know.
1,000%. You can go to Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator. Some of these young guys. Heck, your guy, Davis Webb.
Oh, yeah, I need Davis to stay there.
Davis Webb. I heard his name buzzing on the Twitterverse about potentially getting some looks. So he got Bo Nix playing at a good level right now. But who knows?
I can definitely see it. Commanders Dan Quinn, I know he's going to come back another year. Second season, he's 16-16. He does not have the best record as a head coach, 59-58 overall.
Well,
Uh,
scrape 500, boy.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. But I think he comes back. He's got to be able to nail on draft picks, and that front office got to be able to help Jaden Daniels out a little bit better. But I feel like if next year they go in and they're failing around week 5 or 6, he's probably gonna be out of there. Like you didn't had you enough time in there already. Um, but we'll see with that. But I think he's safer right now due to all the injuries he's had. Falcons, Raheem Morris, I think he's gone.
Get him
18
up
and
out of there.
25 as a head coach.
Him and Monty Austin Ford. Get him out of there. No, not Monty. Who's the Terry Fontenot? Get him
Terry
out there.
Funk, yeah.
Get him out there. Not Monty. Sorry, Monty. I ain't mean to do you that dirty. Uh, get him out of there. Go trade it.
35 and
Don't trade it.
56.
Don't trade a first round pick for James Pierce, and the Rams got a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Get him out there. Even though James Pierce been balling, like you said earlier, but get my
Yeah.
boy up out there. Get him out there.
You got to get him up out of
You gotta
there.
go, bro. You gotta go. Ain't no way, James. So you telling me James Pierce worth the ninth overall pick in 2025 draft? That's pretty much what you gave the Rams. Get him up out here, bro. I ain't got time for this, man.
Of course, Jim Harbaugh, he's gonna be good. He ain't gotta pay nothing around He ain't got to pay for nothing around LA right now. Mike McDonald, he ain't got
Yeah,
to
he
pay
do.
for nothing.
Yeah, he
What?
do. He can pay for his sandwiches. I mean, you get bounced. You get waxed by the Titans. Not Titans, but the Texans last year. Then you lose an overtime game to Trevor Lawrence 2 years ago. Oh, slide
Well,
your
yeah,
card.
he
Not even.
won't there.
He won't there, was he?
No, no, he
Last
was.
year he was.
Yeah, he was there last year, but
Yeah, you
not
still got to pay
there.
for your food. Yeah, 100%. You ain't
Yeah.
did nothing. Yeah,
uh,
hard.
Mike McDonald, I'm pretty sure he good in Seattle, man. He ain't got nothing to worry
Yeah,
about.
he good. He good money.
Dave Canales, he's good right now. He's got Panthers in a good spot right now.
Yeah.
Um, Pete Carroll, uh, in his first season as the Raiders head coach, he's 2-13 so far. 172, 133, and one as a head coach overall. Does Pete Carroll come back to the Raiders next year?
See, there you getting personal. See, we said we're not. Now you getting personal. Now
I
you
gotta
say
go through every team,
we
my
gonna
brother.
keep it strictly, but there you getting personal. Where my cigarettes at? Um, will Pete Carroll come back? A part of me says yes, he'll be back. I say yes, he'll be back. And the reason why I say that is only because we have a we're still paying John Gruden from the second stint.
Mm.
We have five coaches on the payroll: Gruden, Josh McDaniels, AP, somebody else that we still paying.
Just handing out checks, man.
Yes, and it's like I get it, guys. We knew what it was coming into the year. The team was going to be bad, but the roster wasn't good at all. Right? The roster was not a good roster at all. Yes, we had high hopes Geno Smith was going to be X, Y, and Z, but we found out real quick he wanted the answer. I get it. But if you break down the roster, you only had three people that you wanted to keep before we got Genty, and that was Max, Bowers, and Colton Miller. Oh, and JPJ. That's it. Um, everybody else, man, is like, okay, our roster is so bad right now that you almost have to give Pete Carroll another year to get more talented players on the roster. And then once you do that, you can evaluate him as a head coach for this particular team. Um, yes, everybody wants to move on because and once I said again, the Geno Smith experiment didn't go as well as people wanted it to. But how do I want to put this?
Keep thinking, my bro.
Yeah, well, make that black and mild after this. I got you. Um, it's rough, man, and it's just like hey, you're sitting this close at the top of the draft, or you want to get a new quarterback. Same thing with the Mike Tomlin situation. If you take a young guy here, it's peak on how their patience to be with this young guy for the next 2 or 3 years, or do you just cut ties altogether, get you a young head coach, get you this young quarterback, whether it's Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, and just let them grow together like responsible organizations do. You know, So I don't know, man. I think he stays because I just don't think we're in a position to. I mean, if you pick number one, you get the quarterback, you go there, you roll with that. That's automatically. Not unless somebody comes with like the Jets or the Browns or the Rams that have two first round picks, give you a king's ransom and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you give us number one, we give you 7 and 28 or whatever Dallas picking that, and give us a one next year." It's hard to turn that down, you know. But if the Browns come to you and say, "Hey, I'll give you four the daggone Jaguars pick this year, maybe a 2 next year. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. But then again, you might want to say, "Hey, I'm number one. I'm gonna take this quarterback here and let's be done with it. Give him a quarterback of the future and roll." But I know you haven't looked this far in the draft. It's 2027, but you got Arch in 2027. You got Sellers in 2027. You got the Notre Dame quarterback. It's You got plenty of quarterbacks you can pick from next year than you do this year. So I say stays. Long story short, and then it's build up. And if it don't work out next year, then we just move forward on in 2027.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to bring my therapist in here for you. But
Listen, man, I'm telling you, man, it's been some hard Sunday nights waking up. Think about it. You know how mentally tough you got to be to go to bed every Sunday 8:30, 9 o'clock. Wake up the next morning, know your team lost. Then you get up
I,
and go to work.
I know.
Get up and go to work somewhere that you don't want to be at.
And people ask me, man, what's up with your football team?
And I'm wearing this hat in public, and people just laughing at you and stuff. But when we turn it around, though, I want them to say, "I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. When the
It,
last time? When was the last time the Raiders won a game? October 12th. October 12th is the last time we won a game
and you played the Titans,
when we played the Titans.
and that's when Callahan got fired.
Exactly.
The Titans was like, you know what? We suck that much that you go out here, you lose to the Raiders 20-10. You are gone. Your ass is fired. You got to go.
Boy, we done went through Halloween, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Pearl Harbor, and here we at Christmas Eve, and I ain't won a game.
Oh,
My birthday, Jesus' birthday, my mama birthday, grandma birthday. Done had everybody's birthday in my family, my aunts and everything. And I ain't won a game.
man.
Guess what though? The Lord, He always come on time. We gonna be all right though.
Picking within the top 10 once again.
You
You
know,
gotta be real proud of yourselves, man.
two,
Leading all
two,
that
two
time.
ain't but two things in life guaranteed. Three things: death, taxes, and the Raiders playing picking in the top 10 for sure.
You ain't lying about that one.
Amen,
Uh,
brother.
the
Sick of that.
Jets. Did they bring back AG after a 3-12 start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they would have made those moves to trade those guys away to not bring him back and give him his guys. You know what I mean? Because you can easily say, name up. I didn't draft Quinny. I didn't draft Sauce. You know, give me a
Yeah,
chance to get my guys in.
yeah, draft Brady Cook though, right?
He did. No, he did. He did, didn't he?
Did he?
I don't know, did he? Yeah, he did. Because he a rookie. He a rookie. Yeah, because he was in Missouri last year. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah, okay. Uh,
But you cut the right one though. You kept
uh,
Gary Williams. But then again, how if somebody's sitting at you, right? And we all know you a Sauce Gardner apologist. We know how you feel about Sauce on here. I'm more of a JC Horn guy. You more of a Sauce guy. If you don't know that, he's a Sauce guy.
well, I thought you were the Derek Stingley guy.
I am. I'm just saying between those two, we always beef versus Stingley as Sauce and JC Horn. But I'm a Stingley guy. He's the better corner. He's the second best corner behind Patrick Surtain
The
in the
best one.
league. The best. And any given Sunday, Stingley can. Never mind, I ain't gonna get you mad. Go ahead. But if somebody say, yeah, I ain't gonna do it to you. That depends on what Sunday you catch me on. Because I've seen Saint Turtain get cooked a couple times too, but it's okay. But whatever. It
Absolutely.
happens to the best of us. But how do you feel? You sitting up you're a struggling football team. You whatever your record is, you get a phone call. Hey, this is Shane Steichen and boys from the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, is Sauce available? Nah, no. Click up. Hey, I got a first round pick at 26 and 27 for him. Sir, pack your bags. What we doing? And you already know the state of your franchise?
Yeah.
It'll
You
be all
can't.
right.
You can't pass that up.
No, you can't. You can't. Because
Um,
everybody,
I,
I think we were shocked. We were like, what is going
yeah,
on?
Yeah, especially two first. It's like, man, y'all they were desperate, and you see what they got going on now. I mean, they 8-7.
8 and 7.
So, I mean, you make that move to go 8-7. And granted, Sauce got injured. You have other injuries somewhere, other places too. But I mean, that was a major fail. Um,
Major
but
fail.
but where I think they screwed themselves up at is those other pieces. Yeah, you got Quentin Williams out of there. But what about those other pieces that you could have traded out there, like the Quincy Williams, like the Garrett Wilson? Like you could have got a couple more picks out of that.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have traded Garrett though. Garrett crazy. Garrett's nice, man.
I mean,
Garrett's
I
nice.
know that, but
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done it, bro.
So
I
so
mean, you got
so so Garrett's what going in his what? This is what
three,
probably,
three,
and
four.
he already signed an extension.
Right.
So now he's got to wait at least 2 or 3 more years before that team is even sniffing good.
Well, we got hope they do like Rob say. Had the Jets call him and say, "Hey, what y'all gonna do with Patrick Mahomes?" I mean,
Yeah,
come on, you do what I got to say. But yeah, nevertheless, I think Aaron Glenn he's there again. This year coming up. Let him get his guys in the building because we don't want to see what happened to him, happened to Gerard Mayo, and we all talked about that last year, how we felt about that situation. Granted, it worked out for the Patriots in the long run; they made the right decision, but politics behind that kind of like soured that situation for us.
and I guess if Wayne Corbett or Chad Pennington come through that door wanting to get a head coaching job,
Shoot, or Lavernius Coles, he a police officer now, so I mean, if you want to come through there and get a job, well, that team was nasty back in the day. Chad Pennington, Wayne Garrett, Lavernius Coles, Curtis
yes, sir.
Martin, them
Yeah.
boys was crazy.
Uh, Kellen Moore, 5-10 in his first season in New Orleans. It's safe to say that I think he's gonna be good. Brian Schottenheimer, 6-8-1. He should be good for the Dallas
What team
Cowboys.
is this?
Dallas, Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah, he good. He in Jerry Pocket, so he good. That's crazy
Liam
when you know
Cohen.
what team he played for. He was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's crazy."
Liam Cohen, he's good. Ben Johnson is good. Mike Vrabel is good. So
Mike
there's
Vrabel ain't got to pay for nothing to eat in New
nothing.
England no more.
So it's literally what one. There's two, three. Well, there's already two jobs up. There's potential three.
This will be like 8 jobs open.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see when Black Monday gets here, or in the off season, on what head coaches get moved and what happens, man. But that was a little fun right there, man.
Yeah, that was a little fun. You had me in my
Uh,
feelings for about 15 minutes, but it's all good though.
oh, let's get to the week's picks real quick before we get out of real quick. Um, you got Cowboys and Commanders tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Who you got, Cowboys or Commanders?
Cowboys.
Lions, Vikings at 4:30. Who you got?
Give me Lions.
I got Cowboys and I got Lions as well. I think JJ's out. So, and then you got the Broncos, Chiefs, 8:15. I got the Broncos.
Broncos. I was
Saturday,
gonna hate and say Chiefs, but I ain't gonna do you like that.
I was waiting for it to be honest. I was actually
Mm,
surprised that I didn't hear it. But
nah,
hey,
I ain't.
we all winners around here, man. Even when you lose. So. Um, Saturday, you got the Texans, you got the Chargers. That's gonna be a tight one right there, man. Real good one. I'm hoping the Texans can take care of business in LA.
Yeah, I think Texans will. I think they're on a roll now. I mean, playing the Raiders, you all get on a roll. So yeah, they're on a roll.
Um, Ravens, Packers. I'm gonna take the Ravens in this one.
Give me Green Bay.
Ooh, who they
Give me
starting?
Green Bay.
Who's starting at quarterback?
I hope it's Jordan Love. That's why I say Green Bay. Shoot.
Well, he in concussion. Well, he
Give me
should.
give me
He
Green
might.
Bay. Give me
He
Green
might.
Bay.
Then we go to the Sunday games. You got the Buccaneers and you got the Dolphins. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers.
Give me the Dolphins, bro.
You got the
For giggles.
Patriots. You got the Patriots and you got the Jets. Uh, Give me the Patriots.
Lord have mercy. They can't this game on Tubi, boy.
I'm
Yeah,
mad
give me the
you got
Patriots. Give me the Patriots.
Steelers. You got the Browns. Give me the Browns.
Give me the Steelers.
Cardinals, Bengals. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Bengals. They at
Who at
home.
home?
Bengals at home.
Give me the Cardinals.
Saints and Titans.
Give me the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Titans on that one. Jaguars and the Colts. Give me the Colts.
Give me the Colts.
Seahawks, Panthers. Give me the Panthers.
Give me the Panthers in that one. Yeah, I like the Panthers. They frisky this week. They frisky.
Giants and the Raiders. Give me the Giants. Come on, Jackson Dart, man. Let's get about 4 touchdowns, even without your offensive line out there. Let's go, man.
Next question. Next question.
uh, the other game in the 4 o'clock slot, you got the Eagles and the Bills. It should be a really good one.
This probably be boring. Like every game that we talked, every game that we hyped up on the show, it's been boring. Like 3-0 at halftime. Like what we doing?
I can see this game being 13-10. Somebody, it's very boring.
So this game gonna be 2-5. Somebody win by a safety. Ugh.
I'm gonna give me the Eagles.
Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen.
Um, Sunday night football, you got the Bears 49ers. Give me the Bears. No, give me the Niners. Give me the Niners.
Give me the Niners at the crib. Yeah.
And then you got the Rams and the Falcons on Monday Night Football. I'll take the Rams. Rams better win that one.
Boy, give me the Rams.
All right, that's our week's picks for the week. Um, Everybody's tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. If you have, if you will, give it a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe, and all that good stuff. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy holidays. Have a safe holiday out there. Mon, you got anything to say before we head on out of here?
Nah, man. I just want everybody to have a good Christmas. Spend enjoy it. Hug your loved ones a little tighter. For us that you know have both loved ones in our life. Some people lost parents or whatever this year, so it's gonna be a hit a little rough for us. But yeah, be safe. Enjoy the holidays because we all know work coming Friday. Now that you got the whole weekend off and go back Monday, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the New Year's. Be safe. Don't do nothing crazy. And yeah, man, you'll be seeing more of us. I know we've been busy with lives and marriages and wives and work, and so you haven't been seeing us frequently like we used to. But I will be better. Beginning of the new year, try to get something done twice a week if schedules say so. Um, yeah, I know November was kind of rough for me, and so I just kind of like just chilled out and just got myself together. So, but starting in January, I'll be ready to rock and roll and get ready for playoff time.
Yeah, we should be back with you guys next week sometime.
For
Um,
sure.
but next week for sure, definitely.
Sad and depressed next week. Two things. I'm gonna be sad and depressed. We lost, but I'm gonna be happy because we got the number one overall pick.
Who knows? You guys can come in and be winners. It's at home.
Yeah, as long as the Giants get investigated, but we all right though.
You're a point and a half underdogs at home.
Well, that's too much.
Yeah, man.
That's too little. We sad, boy. We'll
Gino,
go out. We'll go out there and lose to Alabama right now.
this could be a Geno 6 touchdown game as bad as that
Hey, if
Giants.
it's a Geno 6 touchdown game, I ain't getting on next year at all. I ain't.
If it's a 6 touchdown Geno game, Geno's the starting quarterback next year.
Oh, if it's Geno, he better be. And I'm gonna say the NFL rigged and they gambling. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no way. They gambling. So, but
On that note, everybody, Merry Christmas. Have a great night. Happy New Year. We'll come to you guys next week on behalf of Lamont. We'll see you guys until then.